Hey everyone, welcome to the Mind of Ro page. This week I'm going to be focused on our throat chakra. For the last few weeks I've been making videos on how to work with the Neteru and the Orishas to help heal our energy centers. So this week I'm going to speak about our throat chakra. Our throat chakra is our fifth energy center, and it is located in our throat, hence why it's called throat chakra, and is the color associated with the color blue and the element ether. So today I'm going to speak about the Neterus, or the Neteru, and I'm going to talk about how you could work with Ptah and Anpu, or in other words, Anubis, to help heal your throat chakra. So Ptah, and what you're looking at is actually Ptah's plate, and the reason why I have a filter over this video is because some beings can be pretty private, so these two beings wanted me to keep the video kind of private, so this is why there's a filter on this video right now. But what you're looking at is a plate and some offers on the plate for Ptah. So Ptah is an ancient Egyptian deity, or what we call a neter. So he is the neter of craftsmen and architects. He's depicted in the form of a mummified man standing on the symbol of Ma'at, holding on to a scepter or staff that bears the combined Ankh, Djed, Was symbols. Before I get started, if you like my videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, because the more the merrier, because once I get over 1,000, YouTube starts paying me, so show me some support, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. So, let's move back on to Ptah. Ptah is associated with the colors blue, green, and gold, and the element ether. When I say he's associated with the colors blue, green, gold, this means when you make offers to Ptah, it is best to use plates or cups with those colors for him to help draw his energy towards you and towards the offers. Foods that he likes is a lot of blue or purple vegetables and fruits, so like grapes, eggplant, etc., stuff like that. So basically what you would do is you would ask Ptah to heal a specific aspect within your throat chakra. For example, what I did today is I asked him to help me manifest my dreams through my throat energy, as in help me speak my life into existence with wise and knowledgeable words. Even if I get frazzled, to please help me speak wise words in an assertive but truthful, productive, wise way. And this is why I made an offer to Ptah today to help clear any energies within me. So basically what I'm doing is asking for some of Ptah's energy to help me create my life, because he is a creator, netter. So I actually offered him some grapes and a couple other things. He likes to be private about some things. So just know he likes purple grapes, not green grapes, because he likes the color purple. So it's best if you're going to give him grapes, make sure you give him purple grapes, not the green ones, not the light green ones. He likes the darker color. He likes more offers that are darker colors, so like dark blue or dark purple. So why would you call him Ptah? Because he is a creative God, a creator God, he will actually help you create your life, and he will help you get the tools, or help you be one with the tools that you have within yourself already to help you create the life that you want for yourself. A lot of times we think we need to go chase something, we need to build something to help us create in our life, and we need to understand that everything that we need is already within us. So when we ask Ptah for help in these concepts, he actually helps bring out what we already have within us to help us create our dreams, our goals, and our ambitions, and make it into reality, help us create. And also, because this is on our throat chakra, because we're talking about creation, the best way to create our life is by speaking it into existence. And this is why Ptah is a great being to work with, to help us speak our life into existence. My personal experience with Ptah, because he's a very ascended being, like in the other videos I made, usually if you see a being associated with light blue or a blue or purple or white, they're usually a very, very ascended being. And since he is associated with blue, he is a very ascended being. So when you do meditate on him or he speaks to you, he could be a little harder to hear and understand because of his ascended nature. He likes to speak in images. I haven't heard him speak to me in words yet, at least. A lot of the Neteru, usually when they speak and communicate, it is through images. And when I've meditated on Ptah, when he came to me, he actually showed up in his usual form. He has a very round head, a blue head. He did come to me in that form. And I seen an image of him, and he was very buff in this image, very strong image of a man that I seen. And he was in space. And what he was doing was spreading his arms out to the side. And what I seen in my image was different galaxies on each side of his hands, and he was spreading them apart. So what I got from the emotional feelings that he sent me in this message along with the image, what he was trying to explain to me was that he helps organize the universe. And he actually explained to me that dimensions are separated for a reason. I'm sure you've heard that there's different dimensions, and why can't we just have all dimensions be seen at the same time? Because it would cause complete chaos. Now, the whole point of being ascended is to be able to ascend beyond the dimensions and be able to handle all dimensions at one time. But it takes a lot of life experience, multiple life experiences, and an ascended nature within ourselves to be able to ascend beyond more than one dimension, which is the whole concept of waking up to the spirit, where sits the spirit realm. So that's the concept of being able to be in one dimension and another dimension at the same time. But we need to grow into that ability of consciousness to be able to do that. And that's what Ptah was explaining to me, is that some of our conscious levels were just not ready. It would be too much chaos going on if all dimensions were overlapped and we all knew it at the same time. Therefore, he helps organize the dimensions and organize the planets and the universe. Obviously, everything is connected but separated at the same time. Therefore, there's order, because we need order and chaos to create this universe. Therefore, Ptah helps bring order to this universe. And that's what he was explaining to me with this image. How do you know he's around? Personally, from my personal experience, I kept seeing his shadow on the wall. Until today, I cannot figure out where that shadow was coming from. But then I found out, I think it was last month was actually Ptah's month. And because I kept asking someone, I was like, why do I keep seeing this shadow? And then I come to find out last month was actually Ptah's month. So I kept seeing the side of his face on the wall all the time. So that's how I knew he was communicating with me, was letting me know, hey, come talk to me, or hey, I'm here. As I kept seeing the side of his face and his shadow on the wall. It looked like a man with a bald head on the wall. And I kept seeing him downstairs where my pyramid is. And it took me a while for me to get the point. For some reason, it spaced over me, that I was like, why do I keep seeing a bald guy's head or side view on the wall? And it took me probably about a week or two to realize, oh, that's Ptah's side view. If you look at pictures of Ptah, that's what he looks like. He basically looks like he has something on his head. It almost looks like a helmet, but he has a very round head. And that's what I kept seeing. That's my personal experience with Ptah, and how I know he's around, and how I found out he was around trying to communicate with me. Everybody's experience is different. But like I said earlier, he is associated with the colors dark blue, green, and gold. So if you were to see those images together pop up at the same time, a lot within a day, within a week, or see images of anything with that shaped type of head, then you know either A, he knows you're thinking of contacting him, or B, you did contact him and he's just letting you know, hey, I hear you, here I am. So I'm going to move on really quick. I like to keep a lot of my videos very straight to the point. And I'm going to move on to Anpu. This is actually, I think the second video I'm doing on Anpu. I've done another one before, because he is a crossroad deity, and I did a video on Anpu and so back on another video, and I was speaking about how he's a doorkeeper. But I'm not going to talk about too much about how he's a doorkeeper today, because I'm really focused on throat chakra information. So if I sound echoey, it's because I had to put my phone somewhere so my phone could be held up. So this is Anpu, which you're looking at right there. So Anpu, or in other words, Anubis, how a lot of people know his name as, is the netter of mummification and the afterlife, and as well as the patron of lost souls and the helpless, which basically means he helps those who are helpless. He is depicted with the jackal head, and which pretty much looks like a black dog. He almost looks like a Doberman Pinscher if you see pictures of him. He is often confused with Wapawet, who is also depicted with a jackal head. So if you see a jackal head, don't suppose it's Anpu. Majority of the time it is Anpu, but do know there is another being that looks a lot like him that is not Anpu, named Wapawet. Just so you know, if you're to look up the Neteru, know that there's two different beings with a jackal head. He is associated with the colors yellow, gold, and black, and like I said earlier, the crossroads. He is a crossroad deity, which means he's a doorkeeper, which means he's one of the beings that's actually very close to our dimension. He likes foods like garlic, onions, and black licorice. I offered him some candy recently because I ran out of black licorice, and I divined and asked would he like it, and he said yes. So Anpu is not too picky when it comes to sweets. I think a lot of crossroad deities like sweets being offered. I wouldn't experiment too much with it unless you're really experienced with feeding any deities already. But you can't go wrong with black licorice, and you can't go wrong with garlic or onions or anything like that. So why would you call an Anpu to help clear or help balance your throat chakra? Because he is associated with crossroads and doorways. When we speak, there is a doorway that actually goes from our thoughts to our words. And Anpu is the energy that helps open that doorway of communication, not only within ourselves, but within the universe as well, because he considered a doorkeeper. If you would like to get more into mediumship and want to communicate with the other side, not only with ascended beings or gods or spirits, but people that's passed away that you would like to speak to and communicate with. Because we're on a throat chakra, we're talking about communication today. This is why you would like to work with Anpu to help balance your throat chakra, to not only communicate to the non-physical side, but also to be able to communicate better in general. Because sometimes we have a lot of thoughts in our minds, and it's hard for us to verbalize what we're thinking, or we have a lot of emotions, and it's hard for us to verbalize and explain what we're feeling, and which could cause a lot of problems like arguments and stuff like that. So, or sometimes we're scared to speak. So Anpu would help you get your messages out of your head or out of your emotions and through your mouth in a productive way, and to be able to communicate clearly. This is why Anpu is a good being to work with, to help clear any blockages we have in our throat chakra or any blockages we have in our communication skills. My personal experience with Anpu, he comes around a lot. It's the first time I opened a portal. I know this sounds, I'm going to say some pretty deep stuff. I'm really deep into this kind of practice. The first time I opened a portal to Anpu, know that when you invoke beings, there are portals that open when they come to you to come communicate and speak with you, and you could feel the energy of the portals. You do not have to invoke him to ask for favors or anything like that. You can just make an offer and leave it at that. But if you would like to communicate with him and want to hear guidance from him, a portal would have to open for him to come down and speak with you. And so you know his energy, the portal that he goes to can feel a little heavy if you're not used to it. The more I get to know Anpu, the easier it gets for me to be able to feel that energy. I'm getting used to it. But no, if you were to speak with him and he comes down and speak with you, the energy can feel very heavy and can be a little overwhelming at first, just so you know. But other than that, Anpu, from my experience, doesn't talk very much. From what I've heard from other people, he doesn't speak with words too much, but he speaks a lot energetically. And if it's in your higher purpose to do things like what I do, or to be able to have a calling in speaking with spirit or sharing information on spirits, Anpu is the type of being that will hang out with you a lot, which means you'll see him a lot. My experience with him is before I just got initiated recently, that I think it was like the week before I was supposed to get initiated, all I seen was him everywhere. I seen him coming to me in visions. I seen him standing at doorways, crossroads. He was just there. I closed my eyes and I see images of him. And there was a time when I was trying to communicate with one Orisha that I was having issues communicating, but and then all of a sudden Anubis supposedly knew I was struggling, so I seen an image of him standing over me, and as soon as I seen him standing over me, I seen a door open up, and then I was able to communicate with the Abeji twins, which I didn't even ask for Anubis to help me, but he did, he popped up. And so that's my personal experience with Anpu. So know if you ever get initiated into any practices that I do, you'll definitely see a lot of Anpu around. Usually once he knows you, he tends to be around a lot. You'll see him a lot. Another way, one way you can know if he's around, you'll see a lot of people wearing yellow and black standing either at crossroads or in doorways right by you. If you're about to drive across the street or if you're about to walk through a doorway and you see people wearing black and yellow or black and gold, or even if they're wearing his colors and they're walking a black dog, then those are signs that he's communicating with you and letting you know, hey, you need to communicate with me. Or B, you already did communicate with him and you basically caught his energy and he's just letting you know, hey, I'm around. I hear you. So that's all the basic information I have on Ptah and Anpu. If there's any other beings you would like me to, or any other Neteru or Orishas you would like me to make some videos on, go ahead and shoot me a message and let me know. In a couple of days on Thursday, I'm going to make a video on Oya, and she is an Orisha, on how Oya can help heal your throat chakra. So tune into that video on Thursday sometime. And next week, I will be focused on our third eye, and I'll be speaking about Haru next week and some more deities as well. So look out for that video too. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel at Mind of Ro on YouTube, and don't forget to hit the notification bell, and please share my videos. And also find me on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter at Mind of Ro. I hope everybody is having a outspoken night. Hotep.